Let's head back to the Bay to discuss Klay's 43-point outburst last night against the Knickerbockers. Klay went 7-16 from behind the arc. Now that his 18 made field goals, 17 of them were assisted. I think he had something like 12 dribbles all night long.
No, I think it was 4.
4 dribbles. There you go.
Did you get that fact check?
4 dribbles, that's it.
Okay, is it safe to say the slump is over?
I think there was never a real slump. Everyone's like, oh, he's missing. We're shooketh. No, we're not, guys. Because no matter what, Klay Thompson, you have to guard that man. He cannot make a three for the rest of the season. You're still guarding him. So yes, the slump was real. He was not shooting great, right? But what I loved is that he simplified the game, guys. He went back to what he does best: catch and shoot. 2 feet set, let it fly. And once he simplified the game, and we got to get that number. If it's 4 dribbles, that is unreal. 43.4 dribbles.
Yeah, I can't believe that.
This guy, I mean, it's unreal. But this is the best version of Klay Thompson when he's just catching and shooting.
Coach, you were a shooter in your day.
Yeah.
What's the minimum amount of dribbles it took you to get like 40 points?
The minimum, 1. I mean, well, the minimum amount to get 40 points.
Yeah, to get 40.
About 20 dribbles.
There you go.
But you're right. Klay is the best catch and shoot shooter in the league. You know, maybe Kyle Korver's up there. Obviously, he's up there. But you're talking about a prolific scorer, you know, when it's just catch and shoot. He moves extremely well without the basketball. But when you're talking about you got 4 dribbles and you score 47 points, that is amazing. You just don't see that. And there was really never a slump. I agree with you. I think Klay put it best. You know, I'm not going to shoot like this for the whole season.
Right.
You know, and they got to guard me. And now you see the last 5 games. I mean, he's shooting over 50% from the three-point line. You know, I think he's back on target, playing like the Klay Thompson that we know he can play like. And when he's playing this well, that makes that team that much more dangerous.
Yeah, isn't it amazing that once you get one of them on track, so you always know Steph and KD are going to show.
Yep.
The moment either Draymond or Klay
starts knocking down,
then it's over.
Then
they look unbeatable again.
Yeah.
It's not fair. Well, we got some in the not fair department. Major development in Boogie Watch 2019. The Warriors are targeting January 18th. That's right, next week against the Clippers as a possible debut for DeMarcus Cousins, who's been out since last January when he tore his Achilles tendon. Steve Kerr said yesterday, all I can tell you is his return is closer now. Because the last week his scrimmaging looks much better, it seems to me he's gotten through a barrier conditioning-wise. So many burning Boogie questions. Here's 3 of them. Number 1, how long till he's fully healthy? Chiney, go.
I know personal experience because I just came off of an Achilles surgery and I just played in the WNBA season. I know how hard it is. He probably won't feel fully healthy like himself this entire season, but he'll still be good enough. He's an all-star caliber player to help the Warriors. So I still think it's going to be a process for him. The pace, the space, and even just being, you know, formerly a number 1 option, now going to number 4 and serving a role is going to be a transition. But dang, what a nice backup plan the Warriors have right now with Boogie.
Who are you kidding? I agree with you that Achilles is one of the hardest injuries to come back from. But he's already been out a year. You know, I give him another month or so once he starts playing to get fully acclimated to the Golden State Warriors, the team that he's going to be playing with, the players he's going to be surrounded with. He's got to find his little niche in that as well. And like you said, you know, Steve Kerr said that he's getting in better condition, but that's practice.
I was about to say, that's not game speed.
Yeah.
You get in the game, the speed is so much higher. So, you know, he's going to get in his first game, and he's going to be winded after 4 or 5 minutes. And it's going to take him another 2 to 3 weeks before he's in game shape condition to play.
Coach, up. My second burning Boogie question is, how will he fit into the Warriors' offense? Janae.
Again, I think the Warriors are looking to Boogie as a bonus, not a savior. I think these Warriors' problems with Draymond Green not shooting the ball, Klay, and the quote-unquote slump, right? Them losing, especially on the road for the first time under Steve Kerr's tenure, 4 games. Like, you're looking at this, and Boogie might save it all. No, he's going to help them with rim protection. He's going to help rebound the ball. He's going to make the paint a fearless place for the Warriors.
You know what? I think offensively, again, he has to find his niche. We know he likes to be on that perimeter a lot. Yeah. They already got 4 guys on that perimeter that are deadly from 3-point range. I think he can really best serve this team by being on that block or being in that mid-post, because when Boogie puts it down on that block, he's going to demand some problems. You either got to double him or you got to play him one-on-one. Now, if you double him, now you're looking at Kevin Durant, Klay Thompson, and Steph Curry on the perimeter. And if you're doubling him and have to rotate to those guys, it's like Mr. T said in Rocky, you dead meat. You dead meat.
The thing that excites me is, think about all the bigs they've had there, whether it was Andrew Bogut, whether it was Zaza Pachulia. Those guys were just dribble handoff guys. Now,
you got a bucket,
that split cut.
You got a bucket on the block.
Absolutely. You got to guard another option there. So it should be interesting. And my third burning Boogie question is, will he force the Warriors to change their defensive scheme? Coach, let me start with you on this one. The Warriors love to switch everything.
Absolutely.
DeMarcus Cousins, even when healthy, not exactly the best switchable guy out there. Do you change the scheme for him?
You have to. I think you have to. I don't think you can put him in that position where he's guarding point guards. You know, Draymond Green can switch everything. We know he can stay in front of point guards. But I don't see Boogie guarding, Chris Paul or James Harden on a pick and roll.
Mm-hmm.
You got to change your pick and roll defense when he's in the game. Maybe it's what I used to call blue, which is forcing everything to the baseline. Or maybe it's a hard show where he's just going to hedge out and try to get back to his.
Right.
But you can't play the way you normally play when he's at the center position, because he's not that type of defensive player. Now, he's going to give you problems on the offensive end, problems being the opponent. But on the defensive end, you got to make adjustments when he's on the floor.
And this is one of the best defensive teams in the NBA, the Warriors. So to me, again, coming off of an Achilles injury myself, the hardest thing for me was lateral movement. And switching, that's going to be hard. You can't switch all 5 players. I think they'll switch with 4, and they'll probably ice screens, have him back. He'll be comfortable. He'll be good, and he'll rebound. So they'll be all right.
They'll be fine. You heard it here first. All right,
They're still a team to beat.